What's up, it's your boy Hobo Jobo. For this video, I'm just giving my quick thoughts on the patch notes. We have a lot to cover. The new Summon Rift card is Battle Mecha, so let's hop right into it. First of all, for the Battle Mecha, we're getting their cost reduced. That's pretty nice, and I think it was needed. Base attack area damage going from 60 to 90, allowing you to get a little bit more damage off in bigger areas. I think that helps, even though you can micro it around the map. It just was pretty much underperforming on its damage scale, so I think that's fair. Waste disposal, still I think is a pretty mid skill and I wouldn't buy it either way. The big change here is Wasp Missile damage type being changed from artillery to true damage. That's really nice, and I think the Battle Mecha is worth picking up at least for level 7. I have mine level 9 right now, so I will be testing it in Stadium to let you guys know if you should invest. But for now, just pick it up at level 7 because it's pretty fun in custom matches either way. Not hard meta, but I do recommend picking up any legendary when it's in the Summon Rift, at least one copy. Now let's hop into these melee buffs, and wow, we have a lot to cover. First of all, Aegean's attack damage getting increased. I think this is fair, not much to go over here, and I don't think he's going to be meta, but it was definitely what he needed to just have him do anything really at all. He's already so good at stalling that this should just be able to help him actually kill things. Gerald. Now the big thing that I want to highlight here is his courage skill going from 18 seconds to 12 seconds. That's huge. So if we take a look at Gerald here, you can see that once I get him to level 11, his courage is basically on a permanent cooldown. And that's going to make it so that whenever Gerald is near your barracks, he's going to be permanently buffing them. I feel like that's how it should be. I mean, he's already struggling so much with how he basically is already. His attack damage going up is nice though, kind of putting them more in line with how Raylan is. I think that's very fair. Grawl as well, getting his base attack damage increased by 200%. Pretty crazy, and I think that's going to help him out a lot. Even though he's really slow, he should be able to at least hold down one lane on those Forsaken Valley maps, allowing you to stall out other lanes with other towers like Twilight Longbows, Barbarians, Paladins, anything else you have. He should be usable. I don't know if he'll be meta though. Now the big one here is Hacksaw, and if you guys know me, you know what I've been saying about his Timber. The insta-kill chance going from 80% to 100%. They finally gave him his legs back, guys. All of those times of struggling, all those times of pain when the 80% didn't go off and I had that 20%, even when it went off twice in a row for a 10% chance of happening, it's finally over. That pain I went through is finally paying off. And while it's honestly a little bit sad to see this because I was starting to embrace his imperfections, as I said in my Hacksaw video, this is really nice regardless. We're also getting Sawmill cooldown going from 13 seconds to 10 seconds, and I think I have to be careful with making sure I'm getting that timing down right. Sometimes I actually want to wait for that Sawmill to go off to make sure I'm getting enough AoE damage in a big stack. I just have to see how that actually plays out in-game. Basic attack damage going up as well. This was not something I expected. I think Hacksaw was already so good with his utility skills that he didn't need that base attack damage going up, but hey, I'll welcome it. And I think that Hacksaw may be one of the best, if not the best hero in the game. Don't sleep on it, guys. Ingvar getting his base attack increased as well is huge. I think this is what Ingvar needed. He's basically a hero that you just put at the portal and then he kills everything. Especially when you have something like a Broodmother come out, he's going to kill Broodmothers right away, and that makes it a lot easier for dealing with flying troops. We're going to be taking a look at the Barbarian Med Hall here in a second. They got their aerial attacks decreased for damage. A lot of people are upset about that, but I think that with these melee buffs, and if you use something like Icy Zone, it's going to be a lot easier to be able to deal with a lot of these flying troops, so don't worry. Vesper getting his melee damage increased. This is pretty insane, and although it's not Martial Flourish, and I can't use my Martial Flourish thumbnail, I'm still glad to see these changes. I don't think it's going to put him over the edge, but I do think that this makes him more of a dual threat like he's meant to be. And here we go, the Barbarian Med Hall. All these throwing axes are going to be doing less damage, and I can see for underleveled players struggling. I'm not sure how it's going to really impact them. I can't really test it myself, so I'm curious how you guys feel in the comments below. But I think it's still going to be an A tier tower, like Morgan said in our Discord. It's just going to be going from S tier to high A tier in my opinion. They're still really good, and you're getting most of their value from that melee ground damage. That's what you really want them for. I think that if you're able to deal with troops on the ground, like I said, then you can easily deal with the flying units above if you have the right towers. And now I'm adding this after in post-production, even though it's basically the same as pre-production. I think that a lot of you guys are worried about these throwing axes. I want to know how you guys feel about this. I'm not too worried, but I can see if a lot of people aren't used to not using the Barbarians, this could be like, okay, how the heck am I going to deal damage to air troops? I get it. But I really want to encourage you guys to use different towers, especially if you have high-level towers. You can probably get away with using Tesla now, and even with that Holy Sanctuary buff, we may be able to see a lot of different synergies and being able to take out air troops more than we could before, even though we didn't see Archer Towers get buffed. Please guys, test this out before commenting. Dwarven Drill, I'm pretty sure they meant Dwarf here. Earthquake cost going from 205 to 190. I think this is fair. I don't really think this needed to change, but it's probably just to make it more in line with other disruption skills. Glacial Druid, this is a very welcome nerf. Overall, their slowing is going down. It's nice to see that the level 2 slowing wasn't changed. It's going to be 50% at level 2 and then 50% at level 3. I tend to only go for level 2 druids anyways, unless I was going for their disruption skills, so that's nice to see. I think it's still going to be a really good tower. I think it was probably S tier with how many people were using it, so again, I think the Dwarven Artillery is the best tower in the game because it has so much high ceiling potential, but the Glacial Druid had just such a high floor that it was a must pick in every situation for the most part. Now it's going to have a lot of competition, especially with the battle mecha being buffed. I'm interested to see how that works. Holy Sanctuary, these are some pretty crazy buffs. I'm going to be focusing on the Aura of Life here. Their basic attack damage is nice, but I don't think it's going to be crazy. Aura of Life going from 35% to 50% is huge. Shorter cooldown and cheaper cost. This is going to be really nice, and it's going to be good for getting it up quicker. I think that's how you have to play the Holy Sanctuary. You have to get it to tier 3 as soon as possible and get those buffs as soon as possible. Now, Hunter Outpost, this is a crazy one. I don't think the attack damage is actually really crazy here. I think the cost is really nice, but then if we scroll down, the Bear Trap going from 8 seconds to 3 second cooldown, from what I've heard, you can lay traps basically all over the fucking map. It's pretty crazy. So that's going to be awesome. And I can see it being really difficult for new players against high-level bots. Bots with Hunter Outpost may be really, really scary now, so I am a bit concerned about that, but I think for the most part, it's going to be a lot of fun to use at least. Scout and Hunt also going from 190 to 160. I think that's one of the best summons. And like I was saying in my coin farm video, guys, that summon is OP because not only does it have a lot of health, but it also stuns your enemy's ground barracks. And when you don't have spells to stop that eagle, like in coin farm, it can be deadly. So I think the Hunter Outpost is going to be really good now. This is the deck that I'm going to be trying with Hacksaw. Not sure how good it's going to be yet, but this is what I'll be testing. Hopefully bringing you guys gameplay as soon as possible. I'll probably at least post some shorts and then try and get a video up either later today or later tomorrow. Not sure yet, but I want to give myself a lot of time to practice with a lot of these changes because we have a lot of stuff here, guys. So let me know. How do you guys feel about the patch notes? I understand that there's no Necromancer changes and there's no Rocket Gunner changes, but other than that, I gotta give it like an 8.7 out of 10. Let me know if you guys are picking up the Battle Mecha as well. I think that this is a fun card and we may see people going back to the Battle Mecha Blazing Gem strategy. That could be a really scary combo to look out for. So again, good luck in your next battles, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.